Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Brian Bauer here. We're going to talk about guitars. Yeah, joke's over, done. But we're going to talk about these two specific guitars, the Ibanez RG series versus the Ibanez AZ series. Z, yes, I'm Canadian. There is a theory out there by one person that says I'm probably American. I've never been to the US. I'm very much Canadian. I say Z, so get that out of the way. Anyway, this is a fantastic guitar, and so is the RG series. But I'm going to try to maybe help you guys with a few answers, maybe help you make a decision in case you don't get to try these out. But make sure if you can go put them in your hands before you buy them, or just want to go try them at a store or a friend's house or something like that. Now we got that out of the way, let's just say I am not endorsed by anything I use in these videos, including Ibanez, okay? So any opinions I have or any mistakes I make, oh well, whatever. And put in the comments below, like, what's your favorite? The Ibanez AZ for whatever reasons, or is it the RG? You know, tell me about it. That's what this whole thing is about, interaction. So let's do it, okay? You can do the YouTube stuff if you want. So before we get into this in a little more depth, this RG has never been stocked the entire time that I've ever owned it. It has mods, there's a whole video about it, it has a GoTo on it now. When these things originally came with the Ibanez original Edge back in 1998, alright? So get that out of the way, we're just going to talk about maybe things that we can compare still. There are many variations of the RGs and the AZs. This is an RG 570. RG came with the original Edge trem, as I was just saying. They usually came with nickel frets back in the day. Okay, but this has a locking nut because it's a locking trem, okay? Although there's many versions of the Ibanez RG with different trems on them. Has that really cool old school looking headstock. I still think I prefer this over the AZ headstock because, I mean, come on, it looks friggin' cool, right? It's pointy, it's got that metal vibe. Okay, but here's where we start getting into a difference. It's the necks, okay? There are various wizard necks out there. I believe this is a super wizard neck and has a 16-inch radius, 24 frets, just like the AZ. However, flat and thin and a 10.8 millimeter spacing. That's the difference between this and the AZ, because it's a little smaller on that. I love F spacing, and this is absolutely fantastic. RGs and AZs come in different pickup configurations. This is HSH or humbucker, single humbucker, but you can get humbuckers. I've seen them with two single coils, double stacked, a single coil humbucker up here. Like, it looks like a single coil. You know what I mean? There's many variations of this guitar out there in the world. All access neck joint. Some people do not like these really thin necks, though. It makes their hand cramp up. They're just used to something like more like a modern C, or maybe more of a classic feel, like a Gibson Les Paul or something, where these things just didn't really work for them. Works great for me. And incredible fret access up here, you know? It's got, you know, volume, a tone, 5-way switch. It's got a really sharp looking body on it. Everything is, you know, it's not as round as the AZ is in a sense. It's got a bit more of that pointiness to it. Got that metal feel, but trust me, these guitars were more versatile than just a metal guitar too. I know I put a Goto on this. The original edges were absolutely killer. Mine was just worn out and crusty and just, yeah, it was time for something new. So I did this, but we don't worry about that now. If you want something that's a little more sharp, a little more metal oriented, but still quite versatile, Ibanez RG is going to do exactly what you want it to do. I mean, they're a classic, and they have a million variations of these with more frets. There's 27 fret ones, and they're pretty sweet. And also, very expensive. This would have been a prestige line guitar if it was a little bit newer, but that was before they did those kind of tiers. Okay, we got the AZ here, and it's got, I don't know, what is it called? We're going to look at the specs here on my phone because I don't remember everything this thing has on it. But its finish is Prussian blue metallic. It has an AZ oval C-neck. It is a rounder neck than the RG. Now, depending on what kind of RG wizard neck you're getting, some of those are thicker. This is more of a modern C, and it is roasted maple with a rosewood fretboard. By the way, the RG also had a rosewood flat fretboard too. This is a premium series guitar, so it's a little more expensive than the bottom of the barrel ones. It has an amazing set of specs, but it's made in India instead of Japan. Try the premium line stuff. I think these AZs are knocking it out of the park. Anyway, again, 24 frets. These are jumbo stainless, same as I've got on the RG, but that would have came with jumbo nickel. This guitar has a non-locking trem compared to the RGs that have locking trems. Is that a deal breaker for you? Maybe, but I think this trem holds up pretty good. It's the Goto T1502. It's a little different than the one that comes in the prestige model, so because it's the premium. However, non-locking, should that scare you? Can you do metal in this thing? You absolutely can do metal in this thing. There's one big difference between my RG, if it was stock, and this one stock, is that this has a 5-way switch, same as the other one, but it's coil tapped with this one in the middle. And I find this guitar is a little more, like, you know, it'll do metal, but it will go back into like rock. It's very, very versatile. You got 10 different voicings out of the box, okay? My other one's coil split too, but I prefer to switch on this one over a knob that pops in a note. Headstock of this one. It is a more rounded headstock than the RG series. I prefer the look of the RG series one more than this one, but I think this one would look funny with that really pointy one, though you can still tell it's an Ibanez. This just has a bit more of a retro feel. Again, has an all access neck joint and 24 frets and incredible access to that 24th fret. Really, I don't play a lot of 24th fret, but you can get to that 22 very easily compared to other guitars. Both of these guitars absolutely rock and play very, very easily. This one has a thicker neck. You may like modern Cs more than the super flat ones that are on that Ibanez. Maybe you might like this one over the wizard neck. But this is one of those things that if you can go try them out, go try them out. Pickups, it's just got 2 humbuckers, but it does all the split coils and all this stuff too. So some different variations compared to the RG, where I have the middle pickup, but not all RGs have that. Yeah, but as for this trem, don't let this stop you if you want this over the RG. On top of that, I think they actually put a better trem on these guitars than they do some of the premium series RGs. I think this one, this non-locking one, is great, and it seems to stay in tune pretty great too. Also, locking tuners stock. I don't see that on some RGs, at least not that one. Easy to do, easy to change, super simple. And, you know, Graph Tech nut on this, which is fantastic, you know. And, you know, your tone, your volume. One other thing we should mention here. So we got this. There's this little, this is where the output jack is here, which I think is really nice compared to having the barrel jack down here. It's not as likely to get yanked out if you step on your cord or something, assuming you're using a cord like most of us are, at least playing at home, maybe playing some shows or jamming with your friends or something. Yeah, so out of the box, AZ RG. If you're looking for something a little more modern feeling, which has a bit more of that Sir vibe, this is your ticket. I would say between the two guitars, depending on what I want, if I could be happy with an AZ all the way. I'd be plenty happy with just that RG. However, I'm not going to tell you what the better guitar is. I mean, this one's a lot newer than the other one, but there's all kinds of variants. So, do you like the RG series or do you like the AZ series? Okay, America, I'll say AZ just once for you. But that does not naturally roll off my tongue. Let me know below. All right. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. And yeah, let's talk guitars. Go subscribe, like, do whatever it is you want to do. If you want to skip it, maybe you're watching on your TV or something. You can't. Totally cool. Hope I helped you out, and you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. See yas.